Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Top Four, where we go over the top four things that we like, usually about comic books, but not all the time. Sometimes we break off into nothingness. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm doing excellent. I am happy to be here on the Longbox Guy podcast. Marketing.
Marketing, Top Four, Longbox Guys podcast. Tommy, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Tom?
I am excellent. Josh, doing all right?
Yeah, feeling fine.
You look good. You look good. Have you been eating good? Getting lots of greens?
Yeah. Yep.
Good, because that's what we're talking about today. Top I love it. I love a nice lead-in. We're talking about the top plant-based characters in comic books. Does anyone have one they want to start off with? I do.
Sure.
Screw you guys.
All right. Yeah.
Animal, vegetable, and where do we go to? Animal, vegetable, mineral man. One of the bad guys from the Doomsday Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, sorry. And this is a weird character. I first saw him back in comic books. It is a character that can take on the attributes of an animal, vegetable, or mineral, as you can see from this picture. Tyrannosaurus Rex, a tree, and some sort of mineral,
Diamonds.
maybe quartz, and a dinosaur. This character usually takes on multiple personas, aspects of those at the same time, though he has on occasion been more plant than anything else or more animal than anything else. This is a weird character, but he was always kind of fun to watch, and I bet he was fun to draw because a lot of people went out of their way to bring Animal, Vegetable, and Mineral Man back at various times because he probably was a hoot to make. Do you guys like this character?
Yeah, I loved him on the TV show.
He was short-lived on the TV show unless he came back later and I missed him.
He was in the puppet episode, and then they had a news report on him
That's the only
trying to
one.
rob a convenience store, but the dinosaur head kept on attacking the human head.
Yeah, that's what I recall. That's the only time I remember him being brought up the second time. And then the puppet episode, of course, which was one of the better episodes. I really enjoyed that one. All right, that's my first pick. Who's got a next pick?
I've got to pick El Cid from the Tick cartoon.
I knew that was your pick as soon as we said this one.
Back in 1994, the Tick cartoon was brilliant for its time, and I wish it had continued on more than two seasons. But one of its gems was definitely El Cid, uh, chemist that wanted to take over the world with plants. And he had a revitalizer that would turn plants sentient and he could control them. And he dumped a ton of it onto the tick by accident, and the tick started growing plants out of himself. And he got dissuaded, but his bee companions convinced him to continue on. And he was just such a great, ridiculous character. He was awesome.
Yeah, I like the underlying theme, at least for me when I was watching the show, that I mean, if those bees are gonna do their job, they gotta sit on that guy's face, right? I mean, El Cid was just looking, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Pollinate, my friend. Pollinate. I got
Let's pollinate.
They convinced him. That's all I'm gonna say.
It didn't take that much convincing. Just putting the costumes on is convincing enough for me.
And they would always speak together in perfect harmony. Whenever the bees spoke, it was always together.
I
It
would
was
watch that
creepy.
video
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a
yeah,
heartbeat.
yeah.
But we got to keep this PG-13 to it so we can keep it on YouTube. Mikey, who's your fave?
I am going to go with a guy who only had like two or three appearances. Plant Man from Marvel Comics. There have been two different Plant Men.
I don't remember this guy at all.
This is Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Paul was a comic book store worker who got fired for stealing comic books, and so he signed up for Hench, and the power broker made him Plant Man. He appeared in like two episodes or two issues of the Astonishing Ant-Man, during that whole hench story arc.
Yeah.
Um,
Such a great
Quite
story.
forgettable
Yeah.
character.
I was like, well, where do I know this panel from? I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta go back and read this. I have not read this, but everything seems to be awesome about this.
Astonishing Ant-Man? Yeah, it was a good series.
Yeah, it was such a great series.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go deep into the way back machine. Black Tom Cassidy. He originally started out as a X-Men villain. He was like cousin to Juggernaut or something like that. But they were always side by side in shenanigans. And initially, Black Tom could just basically produce power blasts through wood, where he always carried his trusty shillelagh. Later on, he basically morphed with plants and became partially plant himself. That got wiped away, and he could just manipulate and control plants, and eventually could communicate and helped with Krakoa in the later X-Men series. But Black Tom was always one of those side characters that I always liked, and I just love the word shillelagh. It's a good word.
I love the
It
words.
is.
I remember as I knew who you were going to pick again on this one, Josh, because you just love the dynamic between those two. When they were robbing banks and stuff, it was more like they were just doing like a buddy criminal movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
if you're gonna do
needing
crime,
a shillelagh, and like he would fool people into thinking like the shillelagh was some kind of weird trick shillelagh, but really he just needed wood to blast his power. That his power needed a conduit of wood, which I thought
And
was
he
a
would.
cool limitation. We don't see a
some
lot of
mornings my
limitations.
power also.
What was that?
I said some mornings my powers also need a conduit of wood.
And also, he just splashed in the face with that shillelagh as a shillelagh too. He's like, "You're powerless." Yeah, I still got a big stick. Bam! Which I always thought was cool. I did have a couple of honorable mentions. Mike pointed out that this guy isn't actually plant, but he controlled plants. I don't care. I liked him. The Chlorophyll Kid, part of the Substitute Legion of Superheroes. He could, at his most basic, make plants grow faster. And that's kind of the nascent part of his power. His power, of course, expanded late. Well, didn't, of course, expand later. Some people don't. But writers took this character to kind of ridiculous extremes and made him quite powerful, where he could actually control plant monsters. He could make bark armor. He could have roots come up and grab people and drag them into the earth. He became a much more powerful character than he was when he was just in the Legion of Substitute Heroes. And he was always kind of cool to me. I liked him.
Fair.
Yeah.
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 I can't believe no one took the Floronic Man. I avoided the Floronic Man because I thought someone would take him. And I guess it would be behoove to also mention Poison. There's the Floronic Man. Mike, why did you have that pulled up?
He's a classic Batman villain and Atom villain. He was in the Secret Society of Super Villains. I really liked him there. And then in the Swamp Thing series, he became a major player connected to the Green. He was kind of like the evil version of Swamp Thing, who we should probably also mention for our listeners out there. If you want to read only one Swamp Thing, the Swamp Thing Winter Special is the comic book to read. Um, yeah.
Okay. I suggest reading more than one, but all right. But if you are going to read one, I think I'll read that one. I haven't read that one yet.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
the best Swamp Thing story, in my opinion.
In your opinion. Damn it. Any other honorable mentions? Poison Ivy should come to mind for somebody.
Yeah, but she's not actually made of plants, even though she's connected to the green.
Oh, of
Uh,
course. This guy.
Mervyn Pumpkinhead from the Sandman series. He kind of is the caretaker for the realm of dreams. Also, in the TV show, The Sandman, voiced by Mark Hamill.
I didn't know that. I was gonna, I was just saying Alan Tudyk.
It's a good guess.
If you got to guess, it's not a bad guess. All right. That's
So,
great. Mike's
honorable mention nobody's mentioned yet. Groot.
Groot. Oh, yeah. Terrific playing character. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Another thing.
Do you like Baby Groot or regular Groot?
I'm a regular Groot guy myself.
I'm more of a regular Groot guy myself, even though Baby Groot is awesome.
I like Baby Groot while he's wearing a tuxedo t-shirt, because it says I'm formal, but I'm a cool guy.
Yeah. Normal, but let's keep it relaxed. I liked adolescent Groot. I am Groot.
I'm Groot.
I'm Groot. Like the way they did that was just brilliant on such a stupid level.
Yeah.
And I think does that bring us to the end of honorable mentions? Now, there are other plant-based characters, all kinds of stuff that we could have mentioned, but we didn't. Tell us, complain, write down there. You can write down and tell us what you think would have been a good plant-based character or plant character for us to talk about, and we will listen. Hell, we might even do a whole podcast about it. And Mikey, where can they find us if they want to listen to our regular podcast?
Anywhere you get your podcast from, just go ahead and check it out. Or you could go over to Podbean, where our entire library is there, all 375 episodes of our podcast, not including the stuff we do on Patreon.
Wow. And where can they find our Patreon?
On Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon. Just look for Longbox Guys.
And for a mere $1 a week, a month, for God's sakes, you can get an extra episode entitled The Longbox Library. And all the money does go to the Elizabeth Peabody House, where we feed lots and lots of people.
Lots of people.
Lots of people. We're not the only ones doing it, but we have lots of people. All right. Well, and don't forget to subscribe and to like. And thanks a lot for the Longbox, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.